But truth was too real for that. Truth can't live a lie. So she decided to just go on as she was. The naked truth of what it really is. And see, when I was at FAM, the best on 7 Hills out there in Tallahassee. Love it. Took a class called sociology. And in sociology, intro to sociology, you learn something about the different, I'm going to stay up here today, labels that are placed on the people in society. In society, we have been called less than what you really are. There are children today coming up out of our neighborhoods, and do you not know that statistically the math has been worked out, and if you're not reading at a certain level by 3rd grade, they build prisons according to that. Yeah. Because it's already put you, remember where we were? In the grave. You didn't make the choice, but if you choose to ignore your condition, it ain't gonna get fixed. So it's going to take some time for us to do something different. You're going to have to help your brother, help your sister, help one another, help each other so that we can come out from this grave. Grave clothes have been put on you because we call all men dogs. That's grave clothes. Men choose not to wear those clothes. Call our women hood rats. Grave clothes. Choose not to wear those clothes. Hoochie mama. It's a label. Grave clothes. 3/5 man. Label. Grave clothes. And whatever other thing they want to put on you, the N-word or whatever, I hesitate to say it. Y'all know what it is. But that's grave clothes. It's a label put on you so that you will live up to it. And when you choose to wear any of these outfits, any of these grave clothes, you have just bound yourself hand and foot. And you need to be loose and let go. Before you can be loosed and let go, people, you gotta face the naked truth. You have to deal with the fact that we are operating in death. And you cannot help somebody live when you yourself are operating in death. But the simple thing we have to do is take the napkin off your face. Some of us want to be ignorant. Ignorance feels good. Because in ignorance, whatever I know is all there is to know. In ignorance, whatever I say is right and what I know is right. In ignorance, whatever thing I say about finance is good. It makes sense because all you know is what you know, and you are not acknowledging that there is more to know than what you know. It puzzles me that the people that know and are trying to help the other people know are the ones that are called ignorant. I shouldn't say ignorant. They're called arrogant. That's the word I want. Why would you call the person that knows arrogant? That's grave clothes for the one that knows. Because if you believe that they're arrogant, you won't pay attention to the one that knows. Because you believe they wear the label of arrogance. Well, here's the thing. Arrogant or not, is it true? See, when we get past our issues and stop being governed by our emotions, we'll stop flipping out emotionally and we'll just deal with truth. Because emotion's gonna lead you quickly to the grave, but truth ain't dealing with that. You can put truth in the grave, at some point it's coming out the grave. You can put truth and crush it to the ground, at some point you're gonna have to deal with it. Because truth don't change. Amen. So don't say you're about the truth, and when the truth knock at your door, you don't answer. Truth is just there to help you be the best you that you can be. On this morning, it's thousands of people right now talking about Christ, and he got up. It's third day, and they doing all kind of runs and stuff. Not knocking that. But what is that going to do until you start walking and living the way that this one you're talking about, walk and live, until you come out of the grave? I'm really trying to keep to a time, y'all. Remember Peter? Peter said, I don't know that dude. I don't know that dude. And if you ask me again, I'll cuss you out. And they ask him again, so we cuss him out. I don't know that dude. Same Peter. After that time, catch him over there in Acts chapter 4. Oh, he said, we cannot help but to preach and to teach what things we have seen and heard. Some of our problems is that because we are ignorant, you can't see. And because you're in ignorance, you can't hear. So on a personal level, you look at yourself in the mirror like the people that they told you were 3/5 hoochie mama and thugs and everything else. So when you look at yourself, that's what you see. But I want you to know this morning, that's not who you are. Amen. And you have to make the decision to shake off them clothes. Right now, I'm going to give this invitation in just a moment and offer you an opportunity to change your mind. Change your mind. Why are you saying that? I'm saying if you believe the message, if you understand who Christ is, you get that. But the change happens in your mind. If you will choose to be ignorant and stay blind, you ain't going to change. You can come up here and do whatever you want, but until you change your mind, there will be no change. Amen. Didn't they tell us a mind is a terrible thing to waste? Even if you got a mind, if it's full of mess and not truth, it's a terrible thing to have. But if you got one this morning and change is taking place in your mind, it's my duty at this time to tell you, Lazarus, come forth. Come forth, he whom God helps. Because you ain't going to do it by yourself. You have to see what has been with us through the centuries. Something beyond yourself. Did he not hold up Kizzy and say, Kizzy, behold, the only thing higher than yourself. Some of y'all ain't seen the movie. All right. That old African named Kunta Kinte. When he had his daughter, he took her out under the night sky, held her up. The only thing higher than yourself. Who are you? Go out in that night sky and look up and say to yourself, the only thing higher than me. And then you will realize who you are. The problem is too many of us looking in other folks' eyes and looking this way to figure out who we are. No, you better than that. The only thing higher than you will be that which created you, and that's the Most High. So where are you? I'm calling you to come forth from your grave this morning. Lazarus, come forth. Don't you stay in that chair. Maybe it's a prayer. Don't stay where you are. He got up. So what will you do? Will you get up? Let's change. Let's be the truth that we are. Let us stand and sing.